Tonight, something profound has happened. The world turned, darkness fell, and stars appeared. But the moon was missing. A void in the sky where it should have been. No warning, no sound, just an empty blackness. The silence was heavy, unsettling, felt by every living creature. Across the planet, millions stared upward in disbelief. A chill swept over us, not just from the night but from a deep primal fear. The moon, our constant companion, was gone. This was no eclipse, no trick of clouds. The stars behind where the moon should be shone with unfamiliar clarity. It was as if a great lamp had been switched off forever. The world was plunged into a darkness not known for billions of years. The familiar patterns of the night shattered, our planet's rhythm instantly broken. We stood on the edge of a new, frightening reality, a world without its closest celestial companion. The initial shock gave way to questions. Where did it go? How could it vanish? Scientists and astronomers had no answers, only the impossible truth: the moon was no longer in orbit. As we gathered under this darker sky, we began to realize how much we relied on that silent, silver sphere. Its absence was more than a missing light. It was the start of a great unraveling, a change that would touch every part of our world. The moon had left us. The world felt strangely, terrifyingly alone. We were about to learn the true cost of its loss. The night would never be the same. Humanity's story had entered a new, uncertain chapter. The world was forever changed. The first and most immediate change was in our oceans. The moon's gravity creates the tides, a gentle, predictable dance shaping our coastlines. With the moon gone, that dance stopped. The great bulge of water following the moon collapsed, sending chaos through the seas. The sun's weaker pull created only small, feeble tides. Coastal ecosystems were devastated. Mudflats dried, creatures stranded. Ports and harbors built for lunar tides faced crisis. Ships trapped, global trade choked. Fishing communities lost their livelihoods overnight. The familiar rhythm of the sea was broken. The oceans became less predictable, less reliable. Tides mix ocean waters, regulate temperature, and feed the food chain. Without strong lunar tides, this mixing slowed. The oceans began to stagnate. Marine life and global climate faced immense, slow-building consequences. The silent pull was gone and the oceans were sick. The world's coasts and seas would never be the same. Humanity's connection to the ocean was forever altered. The loss of the moon's pull was a wound that would not heal. The tides, once a heartbeat, faded to a whisper. The oceans mourned their lost companion. The world's balance was broken. The consequences had only begun. The moon's disappearance sent shockwaves through the animal kingdom. For countless species, the moon is a clock, a calendar, a map. Its cycles guide mating, migration, and hunting. Without it, nature's ancient rhythms fell into chaos. Nocturnal predators struggled in the new, profound darkness. Prey animals, used to timing their activity to moon phases, became disoriented. Every night was now a new moon. Constant darkness, constant anxiety. The balance between predator and prey shattered. In the oceans, coral reefs lost their cue for mass spawning. The coral's reproductive cycle broke, threatening entire ecosystems. Great migrations faltered. Sea turtles, birds, insects lost their lunar guide. Hatchlings wandered toward artificial lights, perishing before reaching the sea. The great cycles of life began to unravel. The moon's absence rippled through every ecosystem. Nature's harmony, refined over millions of years, was undone in a moment. The animal world was plunged into confusion. Survival became a desperate struggle. The web of life was torn. The moon's silent guidance was gone. Our planet spins on a tilted axis, giving us seasons. The moon's gravity steadies this tilt, keeping our climate stable. With the moon gone, that steadying hand vanished. The Earth began to wobble, a process unfolding over thousands of years. The tilt could swing wildly, from nearly 0 to over 45 degrees. The consequences would be unimaginable. Seasons could disappear or become extreme. Temperate zones might vanish, replaced by permanent heat or cold. Forests, animals, and human civilization would struggle to survive. Rainfall and temperature patterns would become unpredictable. Agriculture, cities, and even fresh water would be at constant risk. The moon was more than a light, it was our anchor. Without it, we were adrift in cosmic chaos. The reliable patterns we depended on would be lost. The world's climate would become a wild, unpredictable ride. Humanity would face a future of uncertainty. The moon's stabilizing force was irreplaceable. Our seasons, our way of life, were at stake. The Earth's axis was now free to wander. The consequences would echo for millennia. The moon's absence set our world spinning into chaos. The anchor was gone. The future was uncertain. The world would never be the same. The moon's disappearance triggered a cascade of climate disasters. The loss of strong tides weakened ocean currents like the Gulf Stream. These currents regulate global temperatures. Without them, places like northern Europe would freeze, while the equator would scorch. Temperate climates would shrink and vanish. The Earth's wobble would make things worse. Ice caps could melt or grow unpredictably. Sea levels would rise or fall, flooding or exposing coastlines. Natural disasters would become constant: hurricanes, droughts, floods. The world would be split between zones of extreme cold and heat. Nature's balance would be broken. The stable climate that nurtured humanity would be lost. We would live on a planet at war with itself. The moon's loss was the first domino in a chain of chaos. The climate would become violent and unpredictable. Humanity would struggle to adapt. The world's gentle rhythms would be gone. The moon's absence would haunt every storm and drought. The planet's future would be one of extremes. The loss of the moon was a profound psychological blow. For millennia, it inspired our art, myths, and sense of wonder. Its sudden absence left a void in the night sky, and in our hearts. Darkness became oppressive, fueling anxiety and fear. Depression and unrest would rise as people struggled to adapt. Ancient traditions tied to the lunar calendar lost their anchor. Our language, culture, and sense of time were shaken. The loss created a cultural void, a hole in our collective story. Conspiracy theories and fear spread, undermining trust. In a world already in chaos, this psychological stress added instability. Humanity faced not just a changing planet but a darkness within. The moon's absence was a wound to the human spirit. We would have to find new symbols of hope. The night sky would never feel the same. In the first hours after the moon vanished, the oceans reacted with violence. The moon's gravity had created tidal bulges. When it disappeared, those bulges collapsed. Trillions of tons of water crashed back, unleashing colossal tsunamis. These waves raced across the globe, hundreds of meters high, devastating every coastline. Cities were submerged, islands erased, and billions at risk. The loss of life was unimaginable, the greatest disaster in human history. The chaos continued for days as oceans sloshed back and forth, coastlines were redrawn, soil and freshwater contaminated. Survivors faced a world permanently changed. The geography of Earth was rewritten in hours. The moon's absence unleashed the fury of the seas. Humanity's relationship with the ocean was forever altered. The world's shape was changed overnight. The cost of losing the moon was measured in lives and land. In the aftermath, survivors faced the challenge of adapting. Humanity moved inland, building new cities and safer places. Science and technology became our greatest tools. We learned to live on a changed planet. New forms of agriculture and architecture emerged. The night sky, once a source of sorrow, became a new frontier. Without the moon, the stars shone brighter than ever. New generations grew up under a star-dusted sky, finding wonder in its beauty. A new age of astronomy began, searching deeper into the universe. Our culture slowly healed, creating new stories and myths. The moon became a legend, a lost paradise. Humanity found new symbols of hope. Even in loss, life continued. The spirit of curiosity and survival endured. The stars became our new inspiration. Centuries from now, humanity would be forever changed. The children of a moonless Earth would be tougher, more adaptable. Technology would advance, perhaps stabilizing the climate or building an artificial moon. Space exploration would become a driving force. The memory of the moon would serve as a lesson. Planets are fragile, stability is precious. We would strive to protect our home and seek new worlds. This story is imagination. The moon is not going anywhere. But imagining its loss teaches us to appreciate the delicate web of life. The tides, the seasons, the light that guides us. These are gifts. Next time you look up, see the moon as a guardian. Its presence is a symbol of stability and hope. By imagining a world without it, we cherish what we have. We strengthen our resolve to protect our world, for all who will look up at that same silver light in the future. The moon's gift is the world we know. Let's keep it shining.